Hi. Today I'll be talking about interracial dating. I guess the problems with interracial dating. You would think by now, 2016, that problems within interracial dating would, I guess, have dwindled. But living in Georgia, South Georgia, well, kind of Middle Georgia specifically, around Atlanta area, um, all over Georgia really, there's still problems with people accepting interracial dating. I know when I was in high school that there was this guy that I liked. I'm not gonna say his name, but there was this guy that I liked my sophomore year that I had tried talking to, and he seemed to be sweet and this cool guy that everybody liked. And I was like, being a black female, that predominantly dates outside of her race, you definitely do have that fear of, asking yourself a question like, do they like black women? Are they even attracted to black women? Does he even date outside of his race? Would he consider dating outside his race? And I know those questions were flying through my head. But I got over it. And I tried to talk to him, spit some game, even though I'm kind of lame. I have no game whatsoever. My heart was shattered. He told a friend of mine, he didn't tell me to my face, he told a friend of mine that he doesn't date black women. And if he does date black women, then they have to be really light-skinned. So, I felt kind of hurt. Because I was just like, okay, light skin. And then again, you have that stigma of light skin, dark skin, blah, blah, blah. And, some men say that, hey, I date black women. But then it turns out you only date light skinned black women. They look white, and it's like, what? So I guess that's one problem. I guess another problem is fear. I have encountered a lot of guys outside of my race that, whether it's their family, their parents usually, that don't want them to bring a black woman home, or anyone outside their race other than white home to their parents. I know that was the case with a guy that I was involved with way back when. And he refused for me to meet his family because that stigma. And I understood, I don't want to get cursed out. I don't want them to be like, get out of my house, you girl, whatever, and all that. I don't like saying the N-word, so you'll never hear that from my mouth. But yeah, I never wanted that, period. And I know in my family, my uncle does not believe in dating outside of it. He doesn't support, he supports me in my relationships and my decision. But as far as he's concerned, dating outside your race shouldn't happen, period. He believes that races should stick to, white with white, black with black, Hispanic with Hispanic, and so on and so forth. I don't agree with that. I believe, despite color, date who you want. If you're a black woman, you want to date a white boy, date them. If you're a white boy, you want to date a black girl, date them. Hispanic, white, Chinese, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, whatever, love has no color. I don't care what anybody says. Love has no color. So.
You said Hispanic twice.
What?
You said Hispanic twice.
How did I say Hispanic twice? Anyways.
Said Hispanic, white, black, Japanese, Asian, Hispanic.
Well, yeah. Okay, you guys understand me. So, that's my boyfriend, by the way. Jared.
I'm white.
He's white. You guys will meet him. We are doing an interracial tag soon. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Interracial dating.
What?
Yeah. Like I was saying, love has no color.
Alright.
And lost my train of thought.
You're welcome.
So, and I guess another problem that's coming up nowadays, I'm seeing it a lot on Twitter and a lot of social media sites, is the fetishism of mixed babies. It's kind of creepy. Kind of weird. But I do understand people's perspectives. I understand both sides, actually. I know some of my, I've looked at a couple of mixed children's pictures, and, yeah, they're cute. It's not something that you see every day. You don't go out, not saying that they're, extinct or whatever, but, you don't just go outside to, like, Walmart and, like, see a baby with, a light-skinned baby with bright blue eyes and blonde hair and, all that mess. But I guess where the problem comes in at is where people say, oh, I'm gonna date outside my race because I want to have mixed kids, and then I'm gonna divorce that person because I don't really like them. I just wanted the kids from them. That's where the problem starts. It's like, okay, this is not Build a Baby Workshop. This is, don't date outside your race just because you want a byproduct of that, and then you just dump the person off. You're basically using that person, and for what? What are you gonna tell the baby? Hey, oh, yeah, your father, blah blah blah. Like, that kid is gonna be like, are you serious? Like, that's the only reason you had me? That's the only reason why I'm here, is because you like the way mixed kids look? And there's no guarantee that the baby's gonna come out with, blue, green eyes, gray eyes, and poofy curly hair, straight hair, and...
They could come out darker than you.
Right, they could come out darker than you. I've seen... There's been what was it? There was a black couple. I'll post the link under it. There was a black couple that had a white baby. Blonde hair, blue eyes, white. Like, white. And the baby was his. It was the father's. So it does happen. So genetics is something that we still to this day kind of just really don't understand. A lot of things can happen. So just because you get with, if you're a white girl and you get with a black guy, or you're a black girl, white guy, you're Hispanic with Latino, it doesn't guarantee that your baby's gonna look like model status that you can post on Twitter, like, oh, look at my baby, because, and even if the baby doesn't come out the way you want it to, what are you gonna do? Ship it off to somewhere and hope that, it's gonna get taken care of? Like, no, of course not. It's a baby and it's yours. Sadly, some teenagers don't understand that. But anyways, that's a different time. That's a different topic for a different time. Teenage pregnancy. But yeah, I guess that's just my take on interracial dating. My parents, so to speak, don't really have a care in the world about who I date. As long as I'm happy, they're happy. Yeah. There has been times where I have met really, really, really racist people in Georgia. And this is only from a Georgian's perspective, because, I haven't really lived anywhere. I mean, I've lived in Florida, but I wasn't really old enough to date and stuff like that. But
there's racist people everywhere.
Yeah, there's racist people everywhere. Sad as it is, you can't escape racism. And I still think 20, 30 years from now, I don't think racism will ever go away, because I just think that there are parents out there who still to this day teach their children to hate other races that aren't like them.
Uh-huh.
I know that there's a county, South Georgia, that they still have segregated proms. They have a black prom and they have a white prom. And there was a group there that did a prom for both white and black. And it got a lot of news. I saw them on the news, the kids that created this prom, and there were white parents mostly outside protesting it. And I remember a father and daughter, he had come out from the white prom because the reporter asked him before they went into the white prom, what do you think of them mixing proms together? And are you going to go? And the father was like, oh yeah, we'll go check it out, blah, blah, blah. And he kind of brushed it off, like, yeah, whatever, get away. So upon them leaving and coming back out, they were asked the same question again, like, oh, are you still going? And the words that came out of his mouth was like, whoa. And he was like, they need to keep it separated. I don't know why they're trying to corrupt our white kids and blah, blah, this. And I was just like, whoa, dude. But, it's nothing new. Racism is still there. And I guess one of my pet peeves that I have is when people, I know there's an incident that happened with the Trayvon Martin case. The Trayvon Martin case. When I was in high school, there was a whole feed on Twitter with, just my school, with the people that I follow, about, I remember, I will never forget this. A guy, I'm not going to put his name out there, but he tweeted, he was just like, I don't see why race is a big deal. I mean, it's not that even important anymore. And I was like, bitch, where? Like, racism is still there. Like and I know, people hate hearing that, race this, race that. But the reality of it is that race is still very prevalent in our society nowadays. As much as our younger generation is, coming away from that, there are still that the few percentage that are holding on to what little racism they can, and believe you me, they are trying to come back with it. Because as you guys know, the KKK does still meet. But anyways, whatever.
Publicly.
Yeah, publicly. Especially with the whole, this is another topic for another time, the Confederate flag, how that blew up last year. Whoa. But anyways, back to interracial dating. Yeah, that's just my piece on interracial dating. Of course, there's always going to be, those few old people that are still stuck in the 1930s, with dating and whatnot. But yeah, if you are a black girl and you do like to date outside your race and you're afraid of the guy not liking you, I just say go for it. The worst thing that they can say is no. In my case, the worst thing that he said to me was that he doesn't date black girls. But even then, black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. Are you kidding me? Girl, please. Even if he says he doesn't like black women and all that other stuff, just know that you are beautiful, no matter what he may think or another guy may think. And that's all I have to say about this topic. So I'll talk to you guys later.